What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Attack Reactions. Today, Bancroft joining on once again to bring you another deck profile. Not just any deck profile, but Gogeta, Fusion Complete. So like always, smash those buttons down below. Feel free to click the links in the description. And let's get to today's profile. So, this is the Veku Gogeta deck. Leaders one of those leaders where on your swing, you can still take on the big 10Ks just fine, but then once you get attacked, you have to expend more resources just to protect yourself because he's a 5K leader. But on these swings, you look up top 5 cards of your deck, add up to 1 Son Gohan BR, Vegeta BR, or Gogeta BR, all green energy costs of 6 or less, and one of them and add it to your hand to shove your deck afterwards, and it gets a 5K boost. That's why it's able to take on those big old 10K battle cards. If you have 2 or more energy, and when one of your Z energy cards activates EX Evolve, you may flip this card to its backside. If you do, draw 1 card, switch up to one of your energies active mode, and this card, and add cards from your life to your hand till you're down to 6. Or you can just wait till you get to 4 life and actually use the Awaken ability, which you draw 1, switch 1 of your energies active mode. So pretty similar, just it's a quick way to awaken because you do want to awaken as soon as possible in this deck. Once you've awakened, now once return autos, when you activate EX Evolve from your Z energy, or you play Gogeta BR with a Union skill from your hand, you draw 1 card. This deck searches and draws a lot, which is why I like it. Auto, when this card attacks, draw 1, and then this card gets plus 5,000 power for the battle, making it a 20k on swing, which is just fantastic. Going into the core part of the deck itself, we play 4 of the Gokus and 4 of the Vegetas. These are your searchers. Pretty much when you play one or the other, they search the top 7 cards of your deck, and you add up to 1 Son Goku or 1 Vegeta BR card and run them to your hand. Both have to be green with energy cost 6 or less. Then you shove your deck afterwards. They both had, like I said, the exact same auto. They're just your searchers for all the other pieces you need in this deck. Going to those pieces, we play the 3 drops. We play only 3 of the 3 drops. So we have the Goku, which has Deflect. It's a limit 1 for green energy. You draw 1 card, and it has to be a Goku energy cost 2 or less. And it can be done from your Z energy, which is great because it's the EX Evolve skill. Auto, if your leader card is green Veku BR or a Gogeta BR card, when this card's play, you draw 1 and discard 1 card from your hand. Kind of allows you to kind of cycle cards out. If you find a card in your hand that's kind of useless, get rid of it. For the Vegetas, they also have Deflect, but they're crit. And that's about it. They have no autos on play. The same EX Evolve for 1 green energy, draw 1 card, has to be Vegeta 2 or less, and it can be used from your Z energy. Next part of the chain, we play the 4 drops, which do not have Deflect, but the Goku, they also draw 1 for, you tap 1 energy, they can be used from the EX Evolve, but if your leader is green Veku or green Gogeta BR card, and you discard 1 card from your hand, when this card is played, you play up to 1 Son Goku BR or Vegeta BR card, both green, with an energy cost of 1 from your drop, with its skills negated for the turn in rest mode. So you could potentially play this to bring the other pieces to your board to play more of the agent itself. Going into the Vegeta 3 drops, same EX Evolve for 1 energy, 3 or less Vegeta, used from your Z energy, but auto when this card's played, choose to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 4 or less and KO. I really like the Vegetas more than I like the Gokus, but I would like to still see both of these the same. So the Goku and Vegetas, like I said, are kind of the start of the whole thing. They're your searchers. They're what gets the chain going to keep you going up to the bigger versions of them. So we play a couple recovery plays. We play 2 Hasty Dispatch Dispos. So you're playing against an opponent who likes to clear board, and you've got all the 3 drops and 4 drops like in your Z energy. So you activate me on Dispo. There's no cards in your battle area. You send this card from your drop to your warp. Choose 1 battle card with energy cost of 1 in your drop area, and you play with skills negated for turn. But then, and that's free to do. So you do it at the beginning of your turn for no energy, and you immediately follow it up with like a Vegeta or the 3-drop Goku for 1 energy, and now you're already going back into a good tempo. And of the last Gokus and Vegetas we play only 3 of. I originally was playing this as a 6 of, but I felt like I always saw it. And you really only need 1 in your Z energy to get this real effect off. But yes, I do agree it is beneficial to every turn to establish this engine. But Double Strike, when this card will leave your battle area, remove it from the game instead. Auto, when this card is played, choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 6 or less, KO it, and this card gets plus 5,000 power for the turn. Additionally, if you have at least 1 Son Goku BR and 1 Vegeta BR card in your Z energy, you draw 1 card. So for 1 energy, you're potentially sniping a card, getting a power boost, and getting a draw off this. Activate main for 1 green energy is limit 1. If your leader is green Veku or Gogeta Br, and you have 3 or more energy, you play this card from your Z energy. So, like I said, once you get it in your Z energy, it's good on turn 3. Going into the fusions, we have Gogeta. I'll play 4 of the 6-drop. Deflect dual attack, it does cost 2 green to do the Union Fusion, and you can choose cards from your Z energy, which is great for this ability as well. Auto, when this card is played, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and KO it, and this card can't be KO'd until the end of your opponent's next turn. And what's great with this card is that you can swing twice with it, then activate main on the next card, which is the 8-drop Gogeta, limits broken. Deflect, double strike, permanent, this card cannot be KO'd. Auto, limit 1. When this card is played, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, KO it, and your opponent discards 1 card from your hand. So it's good for sniping certain cards off the board that have been problematic. Activate main for limit 1 for 1 green energy. If your opponent has 3 or more energy, and you add 1 Gogeta Br card of energy cost of 6 from your to your Z energy, play this card from your Z energy. Play this card from your Z energy. So yeah, so it has to be in your Z energy to get that effect off. This has to be in the battle area to do that though. Going into our next card, which is kind of a searcher for the Gogetas. Only got 1, so I won't play as a 1 of, but I think possibly playing this as a 2 of, if I can make it work. But on play, Bulma will draw you one card, or activate main if your leader is green Veku Br or green Gogeta Br card, and you discard this card from your hand, look up top 7 cards from your deck, add up to 1 mono green Gogeta Br card and 1 to your hand and shuffle your deck afterwards. So I wouldn't recommend this in an early game, but possibly towards mid game. You kind of just activate main to make sure you find the pieces you need, combo them off, use what you need to do, get the thing set up. Going to some extra cards, we played 4 of the Wishes Capricious. It's kind of good. I mean, 1 energy initially if your leader is Veku or Gogeta, negate this attack. Additionally, you may discard 1 card from your hand. If you do, your opponent can only attack 2 more times per turn. Permanent, if your leader is green Gogeta Br card and you have at least 1 Goku and 1 Vegeta card in your Z energy, you can play this counter without paying the energy. It's like Dormant, but with an extra attack, and the first attack doesn't go off. So we play 2 extra homicidal clones, just for those games where your opponent's trying to push. You Wishes Capricious, then on their second attack you homicidal clone, then you block the 3rd attack after that. Because this deck can very cheaply play cards very quickly, and kind of get going, we like to play cards to stop floodgates. So we play 2 focus breakthroughs to counterplay if your leader is green and your life is 4 or less. The battle card being played has energy cost of 3 or less. It is placed in the owner's drop instead of being played. So certain matchups when they're trying to play those floodgate negates, this will stop that. And then if you have a multicolored card, which we don't play, so we're not going to worry about that. Super combos. So originally I was playing 2 Great Saiyamans and 2 Android 18 just because I felt like the additional hand pressure might be annoying to people, but in long term, decks draw too much now. So I went from 2 Great Saiyamans to 2 Defending Father Paragus. Reason being here is that Great Saiyaman still puts cards back into the deck, and with the Goku's constantly drawing cards for you, it's good sometimes to put cards back into the deck and then play the 1-drops to shuffle your deck back up to potentially find those cards again. And 2 Defending Father Paragus, which is just, it is the better version of this super combo. You get to draw 2, then you warp 1 card, and I don't always want to warp cards, and that's why I kind of do a 2-2. Comes in handy when I have no cards in my hand. Rest of this is kind of just me attacking things out. So, play 1 Son Gohan. Primarily, if we come across a unison deck, it could be really good for that. Also, for 2 energy to crit 25k. Speaking of units, I do play 2 units. I played the SS3 Gogeta. Originally, these were Goku, but I learned this deck did not need Goku at all. But in the later game, using this leader's +1, it's a little more beneficial to thinning the deck out. So if I happen to see it, it'd be great to play if I feel comfortable playing. If not, I just charge it. And a lot of times this might just be the card I side out because, like I said, the deck draws enough. 1 Kaioken Son Goku. For 1 energy, your opponent has to discard a card, and you get a 15k crit on the board. Because decks like to play cards very high energy costs, we like to play 2 Realm of Gods, Chomp for Destroys. Activate Battle. If it's primarily if it's your turn, I choose 1 of my opponent's battle cards at energy cost greater than the current energy. I KO it. So like I said, decks I like to go really tall. I can just snipe those cards out. 1 Heartless Berserker. It's just good for taking care of blocker tokens and then getting another swing in. And our secret rare right now is Bardock's Origins of the Legend. For 3 energy, I'm pretty much telling my opponent you can only attack once next turn. He is a double strike dual attacker who rests a card in your opponent's field. Doesn't specify what card that is, so you could just rest the last energy. So going quickly into the Z energy, of course we play the Z leader. You like these before less, 1 green energy, 2 Z energy. During your turn, this card gets plus 5,000 power, so he's a 20k naturally, which kind of goes well with the initial leader swing. And keep in mind, power boosts do carry over, so when you swing with this leader, and then you pay 1 to EX Evolve, he becomes a 25k. Once per turn, if you play a green battle card with EX Evolve from your Z energy or the Gogeta Unison, you draw 2, discard 1, or your opponent discards 1 card from their hand. Then auto, when your opponent uses a card in a combo, you may place up to 1 card with 5,000 combo power or less from your opponent's combo area to the owner's drop if you do negate the skill for turn. A lot of times I've come across a lot of games where 5k combo makes the difference. 3 of the Bulmas. So if your leader card's Veku or Gogeta, when you attack with a Son Goku BR or a Vegeta BR card, both with EX Evolve, you may use 1 card from under that card and combo with its skills, negate it for the turn. If you do, negate the skill for the turn. So initially, if you EX Evolve and you're able to play the Bulma, you swing with the Goku Vegeta, you combo the cards from underneath them, and then you put those cards back into your Z energy for future plays. Or activate main, leader is green, Veku Gogeta BR, and you place 1 card from your hand at the bottom of your deck. Play up to 1 Son Goku or Vegeta BR card, both green, with energy cost of 1 from your deck with its skills, negate it for the turn to shuffle your deck and remove this card from the game. So in case you're not seeing the smaller pieces to evolve into, this just helps you do that. 2 freezes because it's double strike, 2 energy, 1 Z energy, and then another card that could deal with unisons, just in case we come across them, or it could just be a 25k double strike. So that is the Z deck, that's the primary deck. And just going to loosely touch upon our sideboard that I tend to play. Yes, it does vary between your own meta, but what I've come across is 1 Mecha Gabora with 2 big armor. It's just really good for stopping your opponent from playing big cards. If you're playing against blue, I have 2 blue impulse. Sorry, not blue. Blue impulse is good for anything that I feel like will play during my turn. And then if they do, I just punish them for it. Against blue decks, we play 2 Vegeta protecting his loved ones with 1 Jiren in case it's a ramp version that wants to play 17. For sniping cards out, we have 2 Black Smoke Dragons because they're really good, plus 1 Son Goku rival, Fate Rival. We are playing a lot of Saiyans in this deck, so he also can put the super combos back into my deck. 1 additional Homicidal Clones, just in case I need it. 1 additional Son Gohan, and that's just in case I am playing against a user deck. I want to just kind of even that out a bit. And the last package, we're just going for Mira Champa combo, because I wanted another overwhelm target, and that's always fun to do. Like, so that varies depending on your own meta. And with that being said, that is my Gogeta Fusion Complete deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. Like I said, smash those buttons, check the links in the description, put in the comments down below what you think I should change or what you play differently in your version. And with that being said, thank you all for tuning in.